Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to yet another video. I've been talking to you about returning to Jamaica, if you're planning to return or if you've already returned. And tonight I'm going to talk about 5 things nobody told me about. So, I recently made the big move back. Well, it's not a big move. It's a small move. And after, spending many years abroad, many more years than I've spent here. And definitely there were a few things that I wasn't prepared for. So whether you are thinking of moving back or just curious about what it's really like, I'm going to talk about 5 things nobody told me about returning to Jamaica. And so I'm sharing with you so you can be more prepared. So, first of all, the emotional cultural shock, right? First up, the shock is real. You'd think that being a Jamaican, this is home, to be very easy. But there are things that makes it not so easy. The pace is different. The humor, the way people speak to each other. Go do this to your mama, go do that to your mama. People, I know somebody, they're driving and they would just call fat people, want 'em thickness, want 'em, it's like, in America it would have been so offensive. But in Jamaica, because people are usually thick, people, they just go about the business. It doesn't bother them. It takes a lot of getting used to how people speak. Even you go into the stores and you're talking to the Chinese people, and if you say something and they look at you like you're coming from a strange land. Now, for everybody, it's not going to be the same. I used to be a teacher, and so my social language wasn't raw and an everyday thing. Even when we lived back here in Jamaica, my mom's family, I got the opportunity to go to Canada and to Montreal, Canada, and there are different opportunities. Because my mom's family, they're 14, and I'm telling you, all of them were educated people. Every one of them who didn't get a trade was a teacher. There's so many teachers in the family. And so they spoke well. And so we adapted to that. We had to. So we were not kids. We were not used to the brawling patois. We were a little bit more cultural, a little bit more, So going to a foreign land, yes, the accent was there, but becoming a teacher for so many years in the classroom, there's no way I could bring my social language there. It helped when children from Jamaica came in. I was a resource for them because I understood and I was able to guide. So coming home, I'm not going to be just chatting patois so right off the bat. I'm still, when I go to like the supermarkets and places like that, I'm not going to go in there and go ask. It's taking a little time to just be able to, want to have that today, not have any this and what, I'm talking to people and it's in the setting it is, and I'm going to ask, do you have so and so? Do you have so and so? And so I went to a store and I asked a Chinese lady, do you have so and so? And she said, "Me not understand what you say." So it really had, really was a kind of a wake up call for me, and I had to start retraining myself. This is Jamaica, you have to learn, don't to go back to talking patois. You have to talk patois because then nobody, it's just, so that's taking a little getting back used to. And you can be surprised if people treat us like foreigners. There's this unspoken vibe of you just come back or give yourself time. It's okay to feel out of place before you settle back in. Because I definitely feel it's still kind of feeling out of place. Um, you also can look at the cost of living. I spoke about cost of living in another video where, in the other video I said, gotta compare the prices. And I'm just saying that because for me personally, I need the thing, I'm just gonna buy it. But the reality of it is, coming here and thinking that it would have been a little bit cheaper, it's not. I don't know for others who have come back if they notice it as well. Things are being imported. And especially now, with the tariffs and all the trade wars going on, believe me, with the taxes, it's right back into what we pay. Because they're not paying it, the store owners are not paying the taxes. It's coming right back to the consumers. So, the cost of living definitely caught me off guard. Like as I showed you a container of Haagen-Dazs, which costs more than $10 here in Jamaica, because $10 would be 1,500, and a container of Haagen-Dazs is over 2,000. And so that shocked me, but I still bought it. I just said, look, what am I going to do? Put it in the, leave it there. So when you think of the groceries, the gas, utilities, if you were used to earning in US, Canadian, or UK dollars, brace yourself, Jamaican salaries won't always stretch far. Planning ahead financially is going to be very, very important. Because when I go to the supermarket and I'm swiping my card and I'm looking at the bill, believe me, it's not 100 US dollars or 200 US dollars. Believe me. And I'm getting the things that we really need. I'm not getting out there and buying unnecessary things. I'm getting things that we need here, Kayla and myself. Only thing is that I'm not going in weekly to do the shopping. So sometimes it's twice for the month I go in. At least twice for the month, every month. I used to, when I just came and I had more people here, because things are running out just like this, so it was costing a lot, but then when it boiled down to just Kayla and myself, then I go in twice for the month and get stuff for the house. The bureaucracy in this country, again, we understand it's a third world, it's a developing nation, but it can test your patience. So just come when you pack some patience, pack a lot of patience, because something as simple as getting a new ID or paying a bill can take hours. Again, if you can pay your bills online, I have not gone into any out there stores to pay any bills. I download the apps and I pay them online. I go into Flow, I go into the different ones, and I create an account there and I pay my bills, and that is it. So when you're coming, just know sometimes you have to go to one place. When we went to Flow, they said, oh, we're not doing anything now, this and that and whatnot. You have to go back and look on find the post that is near to you where you live, and then you have to get that number from the post and then come back. When we went back the day, we wait, because again, the system was down. So we had to wait and wait and wait. When we finally was able to get an application, I deliberately saw the girl when I gave the application, because it just seemed like you get more things done here in Jamaica if you're passing a book or two to people who need to get the things done. Because when I gave her the application, she says, we'll get back to you in a few weeks. A few weeks, like how many weeks? I don't know, because she just took the application. She didn't put the information in the system or anything. She just put the application under, like the computers on top here. She just put it under there. So I don't know. It's when we went back there, and I said, "What's going on?" I left an application. So it took us at least 3 full trips to go in there and show our faces. So I don't know if anybody was waiting for a payoff. I don't know, because I'm not getting caught up into that part of it. It's either you get it done, or I don't need it. And so that's how that is. So be prepared for that. And so pack a lot of patience. And when you're going to these places, bring somebody with you. Bring a local person with you. If you have a friend who can have the time to go with you, bring one of them with you in these places. The next thing is your community expectations. In Jamaica, people know you and they expect you to be present. So you'll get invited to everything. I'm not, They pop up unannounced. No, not here. Everybody who comes in here has to be, I guess in general though, I'm telling you this, that in general, people will show up at your place. Luckily, I'm here, so they can't just show up. They have to be invited to come here. But people are quick to invite you. Come on, come, Mister, come. Do I do this? Do I do that? And a lot of times they're expecting you to spend, So it's not that we're asking you to come because, but just know, if a party or a bar or whatever, members say, are going to do the spending? And what is funny, like I have people who come home and they would go out and hang out with their friends, and what you find is that people who were only drinking white rum every day of them life, because that's all them could afford, a drink of rum, soon as them see you come from foreign, everybody want top shelf. Nobody no want rum anymore. They want they want Guinness, they want more expensive alcohol. I don't drink, I don't smoke, so I don't I don't visit those places. So when you come, you can connect to, don't just come and jump into these things. Come, relax yourself, get yourself around, relax yourself, and then push yourself out there to get connected to whatever you want, to the Kiwanis Club, the Rotary Club, whatever ones you feel like you need to connect with, because believe me, they're going to have expectations. My thing mostly, as you guys know, I've been a teacher for many years, so my focus has been education. I wanted to. I have not been volunteering at the school I intended to, because from my understanding, I feel like as an educator, if I come and I say I would love to volunteer at your school, we support a lot. We give a lot to the school. Through this platform here, you guys have supported me in giving back to the school. But the reason why I kind of held back with the volunteering so far is that the principal invited me to come in, but there's no interview, there's no... If I'm going to work with people's children, I would feel, in my head, I feel like whether I'm coming from abroad or wherever I'm coming from, I'm local. If I'm going in to volunteer, then should be a formal interview. There should be some background check. You should need to know if I'm a criminal. You need to know if I'm a pedophile. You need to know some things about me. You need to know if I've been abusive to other kids. I think you need to know those things. The chairman, I was thinking that a chairman would be involved to sit with the principal to interview me to find out what it is I'm coming there to volunteer to help with. My thing is the 6th grade, they have a young teacher for math. I see where I could have been very, very, very helpful there. But I'm not just going to walk in on a campus and say, oh, I'm ready. No, I think it should be a formal thing. There should be documents signed, and so that people, a letter sent home to parents that I'll be coming in there to be among their children. And that's how I think it should be done. So I have not been out there. I've been home, sending Kayla to school, waiting for her to get home, getting things done, keeping things in order. So I support the community in many ways. And as you guys know, we're doing the scholarship fund. And so that scholarship fund, we have $1,300 and something dollars right now, thanks to Lady K from the UK and Ernestine, who continue to contribute more and more. So we have 1,300 plus, I think 1,326 that we have right now, and 1,359. I'm sorry. We have collected so far $1,359, and this is to give back to the community. So this is how I contribute as a returning resident. I see the need. I know it in our area. Yeah, you might have these big developments and huge homes and all of this going on, but on the outskirts, it is the need is great. So so that's something you can think about. If you're coming home, you can bring books and if whatever to donate to to give back. So finally, rediscovering oneself. Yes, you'll be rediscovering a new version of yourself. For me, again, there are things that I can come home. One of the things I can, there's heat everywhere. But the thing about it, in a foreign country, I had central air conditioning. You come home to Jamaica and it's a little different. It's very hot. It's very hot, and it's hot all year. And so you're going to be paying. You have to decide if you're going to pay the big light bill or you're going to, what is it, or you're going to deal with the heat. For me, like just stepping in the kitchen, I have the fans going. I turn the AC on like at 6 in the evening, like about 5. When Kayla comes in from school, I lock the doors and I turn the ACs on. During the day, the doors open and we get the breeze. As I said, the direction of the breeze from the sea, it goes straight up. So sometimes we'll swirl around and we'll get breeze in here. You get the mesh opening up. But in the evening is when now the temperature, it's very, very comfortable because the AC modifies the air nicely. But in the evenings before the ACs go on and I go in the kitchen, I'm wet. I am so wet. And that's something I'm like, okay, I have to get used to this. So coming back home, I have to rethink a lot of things and understanding that when I left here, I was a child. I was not a child. I was 23 when I left Jamaica. I spent more years in a foreign land that I spent here in Jamaica. And so coming home, I have to know that I'm Jamaican and this is home. But it's a little different from those people who stayed home. I try my best though to be my Jamaican self. That roots, my cooking, my there's a lot in me that I have. But it's still understanding that it's not the person who left. It's a different, it's not different, but it's different. And it's just right. It's just a weird in between. But it's a chance to grow. It's a chance to redefine my identity and build something new. So while I'm here, I started writing my book. So you come home, as I said, one of my biggest thing is retirement. I come home, I'm not coming home to look for work. I'd rather volunteer. But if I think about car fares back and forth to get to that place to volunteer, there are no schools next door that I could just walk to this school and volunteer. I'll have to think of taxi fares to bring me to and then to take me off the main road to bring me up to the school. That's extra money. Then to make sure that you have somebody to come back and pick you up and bring you home. So that's a whole different piece of things to be put in a budget. So sometimes you kind of have to weigh things and make sure that you don't come on a fixed income and then take on more than you can deal with, because you come home and you don't think people are going to be sympathetic. People will take and take and take, but when the time comes, they're going to look at you like, should have done foreign for so long and come home now. So you don't put yourself in that. Stick to your budget as much as you can, and so that you can sustain yourself. Right now I chose to write my book because it gives me something to do. So as a retired person, come home, you don't have to come and feel bored and feel it can be lonely. Don't think it's just gonna be an easy thing. It will be a lonely thing. And so, but as you come, these are things that nobody tells you, because as I said, living in a gated community is totally different from living in a community where you knew people, where young people, them calling to you to road, hi, how you doing? But the difference is when you live in communities where people are less fortunate, when you are the one who might be able to hire somebody to go buy groceries and come home, you can become a target. I'm not saying you will become, I say you can become a target. Because when people are struggling and they see you just going on, believe me, people will become frustrated enough to come take what you have. So living in these gated communities where everybody's a stranger around you, you have to readjust and to know that you have to get to know new people. You have to put yourself out there, whether you want to or not, to know new people and to just coexist. All right. So yeah, coming back to Jamaica isn't just a move; it's a journey. Just remember that. And if you have returned or you're planning to, just let me know in the comment what the experience has been for you in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if this video resonated well with you. And, share it with people who are in the same position or planning to come or have already come home. Share it with them. And if something in here is helpful, then listen, I'll see you when I drop the next video. So until then, if you can be good, be careful, but walk good and do good and love yourself and just try to be happy.